On my screen is the simple network topology where client 10.10.10.1 connects to the firewall on port 3 configured with an IP of 10.10.10.108. And the Fortigate firewall is having two ports, port 1 and port 2, connecting to ISP1 and ISP2 respectively. And these two ports are the member of SD-WAN zone. So pretty simple network topology. So the client machine is unaware of any proxy going on the Fortigate firewall. So in the transparent mode, none of the client will be configured for any proxy upstream. The client machine will directly send the traffic to the upstream proxy, and then the upstream proxy, which in our case is Fortigate firewall, will intercept the traffic and will do the SSL inspection if configured. So let's try to explore the configuration here on our Fortigate firewall. So this is the client machine, 10.10.10.1, gateway is 10.10.10.108. And coming to the Fortigate firewall, as you can see on my screen, LAN interface 10.10.10.108, WAN interface 192.168.0.108, and WAN 2 14.140.40.108. Let me quickly show you the SD-WAN configuration. Well, if you are interested in the SD-WAN configuration, I'll pin the video on your screen so that you can configure the SD-WAN before we proceed with the transparent proxy configuration. So inside the network, if you click on SD-WAN, you will see the custom SD-WAN zone created. And inside that, you will have two interfaces, WAN 1, WAN 2. So you can see here the status of the SD-WAN members, the download, the upload cost, and the dynamic gateways. If you come to the SD-WAN rule, you will see a simple rule that allows the traffic from all source to all destination. Criteria is packet loss. And I have selected the best effort, which means the member with the best measured performance is selected, which in our case is going to be WAN 1, for the reason being primary ISP. Criteria you can see here, packet loss. And status is enabled. Coming down to performance SLA, if you click on this one, SLA test is the one that we have used in the SD-WAN rule. So here you can see that I'm using SLA test. So now performance SLA, if you click on this, you will see the performance of both WAN 1, WAN 2, packet loss, latency, jitter, failure threshold, recovery threshold. So that's all about the SD-WAN configuration. Like I said, if you are interested, then you can follow the video link pinned on your screen to get the complete configuration of SD-WAN. So now the first thing is go to system, click on feature visibility. Well, if you see here, explicit proxy is disabled. So you do not have the option to enable it because you will have to do it from CLI first. If you expand this, you will see that you will have to do something from the CLI first so that you can see it on GUI. So you will have to enable the GUI proxy inspection. Let's do that. So we will enable the GUI proxy inspection mode. And post this, you should see the option available. Like I said, you have the option to enable the explicit proxy, enable this, and then towards the next column, if you come down, you will see something like the advanced setting for policy advanced settings option. So you'll have to enable this option, else you will have to do the configuration changes from the CLI. So apply these two changes. So now we have enabled the explicit proxy option, which will help us configure the transparent proxy on the firewall. And we have enabled the policy advanced options so that we don't have to worry about the CLI configuration explicitly. Click on network, click on explicit proxy. Explicit proxy is already configured, so we don't need that. We have to configure the transparent proxy. Click on policy and object, click on proxy policy. I guess I already have the proxy policy. Before that, I'll show you the normal firewall policy. As you can see, this is the normal firewall policy, which allows the traffic, incoming interface LAN, which is port 3, as per the diagram, port 3. And the outgoing port is the SD-WAN, which is important in our case. This is the normal allow rule. Source is all, destination is all, service is all, action apply. And then here you will have to click on inspection mode to proxy. Before this, okay, so inspection mode, you will have to change it from flow based to proxy based, and then you will have to enable the proxy HTTP HTTPS traffic, which will be forwarding the HTTP and HTTPS traffic to the transparent proxy policy that we'll be configuring in the next step. Well, if you would not have enabled that advanced policy option from the feature, then you will have to do it from the CLI. I'll show you the same in some time. Scroll down, you will see the SSL inspection. So for the HTTPS traffic to be forwarded to the transparent proxy policy, you will have to have the SSL inspection enabled here. So before configuring this policy, let us try to create the custom policy. Let us try to create a custom SSL inspection profile and then add that profile here to the normal policy so that we can forward the HTTPS traffic as well, in addition to the HTTP traffic to the transparent proxy policy. So click on security profile, click on SSL SSH inspection. Okay, I think I already have one of them configured, SSL inspection test. Click on edit. So I have named it as SSL inspection test, enable SSL inspection off. You can see multiple client connecting to multiple server I have selected. Inspection mode, I have selected full SSL inspection. Certificate, I have selected the CA, which is the imported local certificate authority on the Fortigate Firewall. And if you would like to know how to import the certificate authority certificate, then you can check out my last video, which explained the import and the export option. Coming down to the next option, block certificate. You can view the list of blocked certificate. Untrusted SSL certificate, I have allowed it for now. Server certificate SNI check, I have enabled it. And I have explicitly enabled this for the HTTPS 443. I do not want this profile for any other protocol. SSL inspection exempt from, I do not have any exemption here in my case. I would like all the connections to be inspected and forwarded to the transparent proxy. So this profile will be helpful. Coming down to the common options, invalid SSL certificate, I've clicked on custom. So expired certificate will be blocked, revoked certificate will be blocked, validation timed out certificates, keep untrusted and allow. Validation failed certificates will be blocked. So this is the common basic configuration for the SSL profile. Let's try to save the changes. And then let's try to use this particular profile in our policy, which is the firewall policy, not the transparent policy. So we'll try to edit the policy and we'll try to review the changes again. Like I said, the inspection mode is supposed to be proxy based, and you will have to forward the HTTP and HTTPS traffic to the proxy policy, which is transparent policy that we'll see in the next section. And coming down here, you will have to select the SSL inspection. Like I said, the HTTPS traffic would require you to have the SSL inspection enabled on your firewall policy so that it can be forwarded to the transparent proxy policy. So I've selected the custom SSL inspection profile. And let's try to save it. Now comes the transparent policy. Click on proxy policy. I think I already have it. If you click on edit, you will see that the name of the policy is allowed, but here in my case, I have set the type to transparent web. Incoming interface is for sure going to be LAN interface as per the diagram on your screen. Outgoing interface is going to be the SD-WAN interface, which will then decide the best member, which would be in our case WAN 1 if everything works well on ISP 1. Source I have decided to put as 10.10.10.1/32, which is the source machine. And destination I have tried it as all so that all the traffic gets inspected and gets forwarded to the transparent proxy policy. Now coming down to the service, I have selected the default service, which will cover the TCP port from 0 to 65535. Action accept. And then protocol options, I've set it to default. Outgoing source IP, I've selected as proxy default, which means it is going to take the configuration from the proxy that we have configured that I'll show you in the next step. Disclaimer, I have disabled it, but then you can obviously choose the option as per your requirement. Security profile. Well, I've selected the custom security profile that we selected in the last step for the normal firewall policy. Log traffic, yeah, click OK. So now, like I said, the one change that I showed you in the proxy transparent policy was this one, outgoing source IP for the proxy traffic. Well, it is going to be proxy default. So the proxy default is configured here inside the explicit proxy section where you can see listen on interface LAN port 4444433. And if you come down, outgoing IP is updated as same as interface IP. So the outgoing IP will be the interface IP as per the configuration. So this particular configuration will be fetched by the proxy transparent policy. As you can see, if you click over the I button here, use the outgoing IP selected on network explicit proxy page, which is our outgoing interface. Click OK. Okay, seems like we already have some traffic. I already have the route configured. In the static route, you can see here default pointing to the SD-WAN interface, not the gateway. So this is the normal route when you're using SD-WAN. And then now we can inspect the traffic and we can check out the interception of the connection and we can confirm the same. 344.34 MB. I guess I was testing something. So I have it already enabled and the traffic is flowing through that policy. Let me quickly try to go to the client machine. This is the client machine. And on the browser, if you go to settings, if you check out the certificate, I already have the CA certificate imported. This is the same certificate that I used in the profile that we have created. So this is the CA certificate that I have uploaded to the browser so that you do not get the exception on the browser or the notification on the browser. So let me quickly show you the certificate. So this is the certificate issuer name. You can see is here SUMIT, expires 2023-10/31. Let's try to inspect the traffic. Let's try to go back to the firewall, sorry, the client machine. So this is the same certificate that I was talking about. Like I said, if you see the certificate information here, it shows as verified by SUMIT, which is the certificate. If you click on view certificate, you will see the same certificate. So that proves that our connection is getting intercepted by the same certificate that we have in our configuration. And you should see the value of bytes increasing. So here you can again see verified by the same issuer and the same certificate. So that proves that the connection is getting intercepted by the proxy transparent policy. And we do not have any issues reaching out to any of the destinations through the proxy transparent policy. So I'm trying to run some of my video so that we can generate some traffic and we can monitor the real-time traffic on the Fortigate Firewall 346.49 MB. Let us initiate some traffic and monitor the same after some time. As you can see, the traffic bytes count on the proxy policy as well as on the normal policy is increasing, which confirms that the traffic is going through the firewall and there's no issues as such with the configuration. And here in Transparent Proxy, same as the explicit proxy, you will see two connection leg, one from the client machine to the Fortigate Firewall, another one from the Fortigate Firewall to the actual destination. So this is the packet capture for one of the website that I tried reaching out to, trivago.in. And here you can see the difference. In the explicit proxy, the destination used to be the firewall explicit proxy server IP, which was 192.168.0.10. I'm sorry, 10.10.10.108 in our case, which was the LAN interface IP, 10.10.10.108, 4433. But in transparent proxy, if you see that the client is actually initiating the traffic directly to the destination, and then this connection is getting intercepted by the upstream firewall. And then the upstream firewall, which in our case is going to be Fortigate Firewall, is then forwarding that traffic to the actual destination and completing the SSL handshake, and further with the client machine as well. So you can see here, everything is something like that, that there's nothing in between the client and the destination. So destination and the client will never know that somebody is there in the middle of the connection, intercepting and inspecting everything. So that is the complete motive of configuring the transparent proxy. I hope you have learned the configuration of the transparent proxy. If you have any question, do leave them in the comment section. I'll try to answer them. And then please do not forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.